Let's talk about the unsolved disappearance of 6-year-old Dennis Martin in the Appalachian Mountains. Father's Day, June 1969, Dennis, his brother, his father, and his grandfather took a Father's Day trip to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in the Appalachian Mountains. The trip was a tradition for the Martin family and nothing they hadn't done before. But unfortunately for them, this is a trip they would never, ever forget. The family hiked from Cades Cove to Russell Field and camped overnight, and the next day they hiked to Spence Field, which is just off the Appalachian Trail. It was in Spence Field where they camped for a couple of days and they met another family who also happened to have young boys. Dennis, his brother, and the other young boys really enjoyed each other's company, and they started playing pranks on their respective families. They would hide in the bushes and jump out at them. But after a couple of times of them feeling like the parents had them figured out, they decided to change up their strategy a little bit, and the other boys asked Dennis to take off his red shirt because they felt that the parents could see his red shirt through the bushes, and that's how they were being given away. The boys were within eye view of their parents, but Dennis removes his shirt and continues to play the same game. Most of the boys went to the left, Dennis went to the right, and the last time his father saw him, he was crouching behind a bush, getting ready to scare them. And for all intents and purposes after that point, Dennis disappeared off the face of the earth. The boys returned and Dennis did not. Dennis' father, William, stood up to try to find him. It was very clear after only 30 seconds he was nowhere in sight. Dennis's family becomes panicked, along with the other families who were at the campsite at the time, and Dennis's father runs 2 miles up the Appalachian Trail shouting his name and searching for him, and it was very clear at that point he was nowhere to be found. Shortly after they discovered Dennis disappeared, a huge storm rolled in that laid out over 3 inches of rain, which, when you're missing someone in the wilderness, any kind of tracks that you can find that may have been theirs are extremely helpful, and unfortunately that storm washed those away. Dennis's grandfather hiked to the nearest ranger station. He gets to the ranger station, it's almost after 9 o'clock, and that's when the official search begins. The National Guard, multiple police agencies, and over 1,500 volunteers searched 56 square miles of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park without finding a trace of him. The only potential trace that they found of him were a child's footprints near a stream where one of the feet had a shoe on it and the other foot appeared to be barefoot. Those footprints disappeared as soon as they entered the stream. While interviewing witnesses, a man came forward and said that he heard a scream shortly after the time of Dennis's disappearance, followed by a figure running through the woods with something red in its hands, which seemingly seemed to be Dennis's shirt that he took off.